Hello and welcome to this video series on Drupal. Now in this video we're going to touch base on some automation. In other words, we're going to introduce you to a module called Triggers and another item within the Drupal site called Actions. And the two work hand in hand to help you basically automate certain tasks in the day-to-day running of your website. One of which, let's say for example, you want to be alerted as either the super user or the admin that you want, or not so much alerted, that's kind of strong, but you want to be notified when somebody makes a post to your site. Well, you can do that. We will go to Administer, and first off, because right out of the box, the module Triggers is not enabled. So we want to go to Modules and make sure that it is enabled. And I believe I've already ticked this one and enabled it earlier. And right here is our trigger module, and yes, it's ready to roll. So let's head on over to Site Configuration, and I'll introduce you to the Actions. Go to Actions. We're going to create an action and then assign it to the triggers. So I'll give you a little rundown here on Actions, and then you may proceed to Triggers to assign one of these actions to an event, that being the trigger. So when something happens, like the trigger of a gun is depressed, then the action, a bullet, comes out of the other end. There. How's that for an odd analogy? So again, these are a little bit of a rundown on what you can do, and we're going to create a new one as a send an email. Create. And we're going to be a little more specific, like it says up here at the top. Send an email to admin, and recipient, going to go to my Gmail account, and subject, let's go with post created. And down here, let me see if I saw this in my clipboard or not. Yes, I do. Basically, a post at, let me show you these variables down here at the bottom are items that you can put in here to help again with that automation factor. A post at, and this gives you the address, the URL, with the name, and here's going to list the title by, and then this will list the person's name, whether it's guest or if they're not logged in, or if they are logged in, it'll give them their username, was just saved. I can change this to created. Basically the same thing if you ask me. And then down here is going to be a teaser. This is the first part of the message, or the first part of the page they created, or the forum post, or what have you. But in this case, it will be just the first part. Then come on down here to save. And we want to head on over to Triggers now to assign that action to something that when it takes place, that action will actually take place. Yeah, that made sense. Now up here under Triggers, you've got a few options here you can mess with. Under Comments, Content, Cron, Taxonomy, or Users. So for example, if a user does something and is banned as a result, then boom, you'll get a notification however you set up that action. But we did it under Content. That was the gist of that particular action. So choose an action. Then we'll just go with this, and here would be a list of the available actions that have been initiated. And then we want this one, so we assign this. So when somebody creates and then saves a post, then it will send us an email as soon as we, oh, okay, then if we want to unassign it, then we just click here, then boom, it's unassigned. So I believe we are set to roll. Let's go on up here to create content and see what we can get rolling. Go to page, and I'm going to go to title, let's say test. Yeah, test automation. You'd think I'd done this before. And then down here, we're going to go to hello all. This is a test. of the automation, and input format, book outline, revision, comment settings, authoring information. Under authoring information, I think we'll just leave this. Yeah, admin's cool. And then let's go ahead and under publishing. Yeah, we'll just leave it at published. Okay, that'll work. And then we save it. Okay, now then, let's head on over to my Gmail account and let's do a refresh. I'm not sure just how quickly that acts, but there you go. That was pretty quick. Click on this and see what it tells us. Hello all, this is a test of the automation. Cool, and this is the teaser part I was referring to. So if this is a long and drawn out message or post, then I would only get the first part of it. The rest of it would have been in the body, which by the way was also an item that you could add to that action. So that's a quick rundown on an automation factor of our site, again called actions and triggers. And we're going to touch a little bit more on those triggers later on, if not in this video series, at some point later on, because there's a lot that can be done with that, like for example assigning the cron jobs, the taxonomy, and of course the comments, the other items that we haven't really messed with. But feel free, now that you have a good idea as to what's involved with setting up an action and a trigger, feel free to play around with that, get in there and do some assigning to the users and the comments. Have fun. That's the name of the game. Anyway, thank you much for watching. Hope you learned something with this video, and have a great day.